A turtle was placed into the experiment chamber. As the experimenter flipped the switch, the turtle's body slowly began to mutate, quickly completing tens of thousands of years of evolution, transforming from an animal into a human-like form. Although the turtle turned into a human shape, its temperament became unusually irritable. It turns out this is a research facility where scientists modify animal bodies to complete their experiments. This little rabbit is also a test subject. Its legs have been cut off and replaced with mechanical ones. Besides it, there are other modified animals, like this raccoon that was just thrown into the cell. Its body has also been fitted with parts. The little rabbit looked at the newly arrived raccoon and comforted him. The raccoon was trembling with fear. The walrus nearby said, "There's no need to be afraid, we won't hurt you." The otter carefully wiped his wounds with a tissue, which brought a bit of warmth to the raccoon's heart. After that, they became good friends, playing together in the iron cage. Looking at the ceiling of the cage, they longed for freedom. The otter fantasized that if they could escape, they should have a name. Since they only had numbers, the otter gave herself a nice name, Lila. The walrus, because of his 2 tusks, was named Big Tooth. The rabbit, being simple, named himself Floorboard because he was lying on the floor. When they asked the raccoon, he shared his wish. He hoped to pilot a rocket to escape from here and fly into space, so he could be called Rocket. That day, Rocket was taken by the leader to the experiment room to watch the evolution process. They put a turtle into the experiment chamber, then flipped the switch. The turtle's body slowly mutated, quickly completing tens of thousands of years of evolution. Its body also transformed from an animal into a human-like form, but it became unusually irritable. This was the problem. They needed a docile product. Failed experiments would be burned in a big fire. The highly intelligent Rocket discovered the mistake. They resisted the white smoke coming from the experiment chamber, which led to the failure of evolution. They tried again using Rocket's method. This time, the experiment was very successful, and the animals were no longer irritable. They finally achieved their dream.
The leader was amazed, unable to believe that the illusionary hero before him knew the answers to questions they couldn't comprehend. To gain such wisdom, the high evolutionary ordered their brains to be dissected for study. Back in the cell, Rocket was gathering parts from the ground while telling his friends that their lives would end tomorrow. They had to find a way to escape now. Quickly, he collected a pile of parts and assembled them into an access car. He told his friends that once they reached the exit, they could pilot a spaceship into space. Groot spun around excitedly. At this moment, Rocket became their only lifeline. He swiped the access card, freeing Lila. The two embraced warmly, but before they could celebrate, a gunshot plunged their hearts into despair. It turned out the high evolutionary had anticipated Rocket's escape. Even in her final moments, Lila longed for freedom. Watching his friend slowly lose her life, Rocket let out a heart-wrenching roar. Groot shouted for Rocket to run. Rocket stood frozen, unable to calm down. Meanwhile, the high evolutionary mocked from the side. Rocket leapt with all his might, pinning him down, then tore his face apart with his powerful claws. At that moment, the guards rushed in. Rocket picked up a gun and shot several of them. But when he grabbed the access card to save the remaining friends, he found they had already been shot down. Seeing all his friends die before him, Rocket's heart was in agony. Carrying their wishes, he escaped the lab, dodging layers of pursuit, ran to the spaceship, and leapt into the cockpit. He skillfully started the spaceship, escaping from there, regaining his freedom.